Energy made this one.
Yeah. Peace and life.
That's right.
From the very beginning, the first sound is the beat of the heart. The sound of life is only right. Let the beat is the start. We embark on the life of making millions of sounds. In our mind, when we find we can make it.
What up? Back with B. Beats and Life, baby. We up in this thing. Yeah, this is a sad situation, man, with this guy, David D4Vd, pronounced David. I never heard of him. Never heard of him. A lot of these new viral sensations, there's nothing sensational about them to me. A lot of them, you know, some of them I fuck with, but that's the era that we in, man. Like, I always tell a lot of musicians that, you know, if they want to be successful, like very successful, you know, you got to weigh the content versus the content, you know what I'm saying? The content of your character versus the content. You know, the most popular rapper today got a lot of content. And I would say Kendrick. You know, I would say that Kendrick is probably the most successful rapper today, and he got nothing but content within him. So, but you can still, you know, be successful and just have great content. You know, just content. You know what I'm saying? You know, just putting out anything, basically. You know, so that's what I would say the difference between this David dude. I wouldn't say that just listening to his music, I wouldn't say that he you know, really got the content, the kind of stuff that I like anyway. And so this ain't no knock to his music per se. It's just, you know, I ain't gonna play none of his music on here because I don't want to get this I'm gonna play a little bit of what I am gonna do though. I am gonna play a clip from one of the channels that I follow, Hood Educated. He actually the guy that put me up on. I had never heard of David before. Hood Educated put me up on him. Hood Educated, that's popular. I mean, I like it. It's a popular channel that I like. You know, maybe some of y'all never heard of it, but guy, I can look at him and tell he in my age range. So I kind of identify, you know, with people in my age range. You know what I mean? Charleston White. I don't necessarily like Charleston White, but he in my age range. Actually, I'm 2 days older than Charleston White. I talked to him before. I tried to help him with his content as far as like getting the copyright stuff set up so he can get paid when anybody use his content. But either way, Hood Educated, I could tell he in our age range. He looked like he a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell just from him talking that he around my age. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some of this video from Hood Educated. He got a lot of clips on there. So if y'all not familiar with David, you know, you will be after this video.
Check me out.
New developments tonight after a gruesome discovery at a Hollywood tow yard. NBC4 Investigates was the first to report the discovery of a body inside of a Tesla that we now know belongs to the singer David. Singer is currently on tour and is scheduled to perform tonight in Minneapolis. A spokesperson tells us that he is fully cooperating with police, but right now,
this is a few days ago too, so this is nothing new. It's like 3 or 4 days old, the story, but I just, you know, it's been on my mind. I've been really trying to digest this whole story ever since it came out because I'm like, man, it's disturbing. But after hearing a lot of this guy music, he got one song called Romantic Homicide. That right there kind of let me know that he on next level trying to make his words come to life. And it seems like that's where this generation is at. Like, not only do they don't want to predict their own death. I guess this generation want to predict other people's death, other people's death. So it's sad, man, that what this young man is into. He had black fingernail polish and shit like that. So, like, weirdo shit, man.
A mystery still remains. Our investigative reporter Eric Litter joins us live from our newsroom. And Eric, we're learning that car was sitting on the street for quite some time here, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Michael. Homicide detectives on this case say they believe the person found inside the front trunk of the Tesla yesterday was a woman, but they say it's still far too soon to say for certain if she was the victim of a murder. But that said, our contacts tell us there are sinister signs that this was a crime, but one that could be more than a month old. This was the scene yesterday as detectives and criminalists examined the human remains discovered inside this black Tesla sedan. Several law enforcement sources tell us they believe the dead person was a woman and her body was wrapped in a unique container. All of that weighs into the investigators' belief that she was likely the victim of a crime. The condition of her remains were extremely decomposed, making identification and the rest of the investigation much more difficult. Today, we learned the car had been parked right here at the intersection of Doheny and Bluebird, right on the border between LA, West Hollywood, and Beverly Hills. Neighbors and people working in the area today told me.
Yeah, I know that area very well. We've been there. We was in West Hollywood, all through LA, in the studios working anyway. We didn't do too much interacting, like in the hood or whatever. These producers that I be with, they're not trying to be known in the hood. So when we go to LA, we pretty much be there to work and get the hell on up out of there. We're not there to, try to tap in and none of that stuff. Like, we're there to, we hit the studios, go get something to eat, and then go back to the hotel or the Airbnb. We're not there to, like I said, check in or tap in or none of that shit. Like, we're there for or we might be at an artist's house. We might be. Last time Energy was out there, he was with Big Sean, so he was at Big Sean's house, and he had his spot though. He had his hotel room, but he'd go from the hotel to Big Sean's house. That was it. And then we left home. We got on up out of there. So yeah, LA. I love LA. We like I said, we're very familiar with that area. It's crazy, man. In LA, all the homelessness that you see. You know what I mean? And I guess it's homeless people everywhere, but you out there, man. Like I said, we be in some nice shit. So it'd be like, we interacting with the the whole scene. We in the hills, we might be with some executives, out eating real good food, real nice restaurants and shit like that. We out there, we might rent some foreign cars, so we out there living, when we out there, and then but then the homelessness, right? So like I said, it's homelessness everywhere. It's homelessness in Flint, Michigan, too. There's homelessness everywhere. But I think it's the stark contrast out there. Like, homelessness here, like, our whole city's fucked up. So homelessness don't even really look that bad out here. But when you go to LA, man, you see all this nice shit. You be in all this nice shit, $1 million homes, $1 million mansions, $1 million studios, in these, recording label offices and shit like that. Then you go out, as soon as you get on the highway, you see a bunch of homeless people right there off the highway and shit. That should be like, damn. Oh man, I woke up from my dope ass Airbnb in Hollywood and looked outside. We was on the patio, like right out the terrace or whatever, and homeless dude eating out the trash can. Man, that shit fucked my head up. I'm like, damn. It was early in the morning. I'm like, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, it just threw me off. But yeah, I know this area very well, man. We was out last time we was out there anyway. Like, we was in this part of Hollywood.
The car had been there for at least a month. City records show the black Tesla with Texas license plates was ticketed once on September 3rd for being parked in the same place for more than 72 hours, but it wasn't towed until last Friday. Then the remains were found yesterday when workers at that tow yard said they noticed the odor of decomposition. As you mentioned, this Tesla is registered to this pop singer who goes by David, spelled D4Vd, and the rep for the performer said he's out on tour, out of state, but has been in contact with and is cooperating with police. Back to you in the studio.
That's the guy right there. That's what I was saying. He had that black fingernail polish on and shit. So you just look at him and tell. Got a bonnet on his head. That shit weird. That dude. Confusion, man. A lot of these young cats confused out here.
Overnight critically acclaimed musician David taking the stage even as he finds himself at the center of a death investigation after police found a body in a car registered in his name. LAPD officers making the gruesome discovery in the front trunk of an impounded 2023 Tesla in a tow yard in Hollywood on Monday afternoon, following reports of an odor coming from near the vehicle. Police say the car had been at the property for a couple of days, and what police are calling human remains had been placed inside a bag. And overnight, the medical examiner saying those remains belonged to a woman whose body was, quote, severely decomposed, but had been about 5'2", with wavy black hair, wearing a tube top and yellow stud earrings.
The key to this case is identifying the person that was found in the Tesla. How is that person, if they are, connected to this Tesla? How did David's car get to this location in Hollywood Hills? When was the last time he saw it?
20-year-old David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, known for hits like Feel It and Romantic Homicide, has over 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify. He recently spoke about his success with our Gio Benitez.
It's such a blessing to be able to express myself and release my art and help people around the world.
Enforcement sources have been extremely careful to point out that David has many vehicles registered under his name, driven by any number of people at any given time, and that they won't really know anything until the coroner makes a determination on the manner of death. And that could take several more days, guys.
Yeah, a lot of questions to be answered, Matt. Wow. All right, thank you for bringing that.
Dude on tour. Huh?
A dismembered body decaying in the California sun in the well-to-do-off neighborhood.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just sickening, man. You all I keep thinking about is the movie Sinners, man. I don't know if y'all seen that movie Sinners, but the movie Sinners, to me, a lot of people didn't understand it, but to me, how I interpreted that movie is, it's a lot of spiritual stuff that goes into making music. Your words, for one, the words that come out your mouth are so powerful. You can literally manifest life or death with your words. That's how powerful making music is. Sinners kind of, to me, it kind of represent And not even just the words, the music, like the frequency of the music. A lot of the frequency, you can Google a certain frequency for anything, for a certain mood. Frequency can dictate how you feel. A lot of engineers tap into that. A lot of musicians tap into it. A lot of people in the music business understand what I'm talking about. You can make people feel the way you want them to feel. You can manipulate people in a good or bad way, however you want to do it. That's how powerful music is. So the movie centers kind of with the vampire theme in there, and how they was, they saying that the vampires found the talent, the musical talent, because it was something they was listening for, right? And that the vampire in the movie, the vampires represent the music business. That's how I interpreted that. The music business, right? So today, in today's world, the music business is really technology. So you can have a artist that no record label ever heard of, and he can go to number one overnight almost in today's world. So the vampires in today's world will represent the technology itself, right? The algorithm. So I thought about that, and I thought about the fact that this young man is only 20 years old. 20 years old with all of this massive success. From my understanding, managing my son, Energy Beats, and being with him from being with him from birth to the time when he emerged to now. All I can say is being young with success, with and Energy never got to the level, but he hasn't gotten to the level that this guy has got so fast, right? He was a kid not too long ago, a little kid. Now he's known all over the world. A lot of success, young, even old, just new success in general. It's hard to wrap your mind around it once it hits you, once you start getting the success. We still trying to deal with our notoriety, our small notoriety compared to this guy. But notoriety is notoriety. And, to be recognized everywhere you go, no matter what you're doing, everybody know you. It's not natural. Depending on how you was raised, it could send you into depression. It could, it could. If you don't have something to counter that, you know what I'm saying? Your upbringing, the stability that you may have or have not had, success, massive success at a young age can be very overwhelming. And it always is overwhelming. I don't care. You can't really get prepared for it. It's not natural. So I was talking to an artist last night from our scene, Crispy Life Kid's little brother. He a producer and a rapper, engineer too. And we was talking about it. We was talking about that concept. He was saying that his brother don't really fully understand his success yet. So, and I was telling him that most of us don't. Coming from our neighborhood in Beecher, most of us don't, because our community, we got so much love in our community, real love, that we think everybody love us like that. And on the internet, we see all the hate, all the haters, man, just in the comments, just all over the place, man. It's the exact opposite in our neighborhood. We got so much love, real love, not no street love, not no fake love, real love. Our neighborhood illustrious, man. It's great. We got so many success stories from my neighborhood. And the neighborhood itself is a success story. You know, if y'all don't know, look up Beecher, Michigan, man. I was out in Beecher. I got a house out there, so I'll be out there all the time. The house I grew up in, I own now, and it's just a beautiful place, man. I swear it's nothing like our neighborhood. And so we successful anyway, man. Like, we successful before the music success, but our success in our neighborhood is so genuine. The love is so genuine that we just like getting into this music business. Shit kind of like mind blowing to see success and then at the same time hate. So that's kind of like, you know, like a storm. And that's what I think a lot of these young creators, man, once they get on, they going through a storm, man. No matter how much money that they get, it's still a storm. It's hot and cold. It's a mixture. You know what I'm saying? It's not one thing. Like, you got the love and the hate at the same time. That's a storm. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of them be dealing with. So like when I saw this story with young David, I said, man, dang, you know, I prayed for him. And look, my condolences to that 15-year-old little girl, supposed to be his girlfriend. Just not good, man. Like, that's rape right there. You know, that's a whole nother thing that this music business bring. Like, the speakers that's in this, it brings, you know, a lot of musicians be weird, man. You know, they like to play with young girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that is, though. I can't even put my finger on that. But it happens a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, a lot of sexual deviancy in the music world. And I know, like I said earlier, that Center's thing, it's a lot of spirits involved in this music business. In the music, like just in music in general. You know, with even if you're not in the business of music, you can evoke spirits with this. This is nothing to play with. That's what I tell any musician that's serious about this. You know, you want to speak life or you want to speak death. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, you can literally choose to speak life or you can choose to speak death with this. And this guy, I think he took it to the next level. He want to speak other people death, you know, and be at the hands of it. So that's the energy that I'm getting from just his imagery. I felt it with Juice WRLD. I felt it with XXXTentacion. I felt it, and I warned Energy when he was a young man with them. I warned him about their spirit that they are evoking. The same thing with a lot of other young artists out here right now. I got 5 kids, and I let them all know what these speakers represent. You can feel it, you can see it, you know, whether or not you want to acknowledge it, that's another question. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they see it, feel it, but they don't know what it is, and they don't know how to articulate it. And that'd be the you know, even in the music business, a lot of the executive people, they probably won't know how to articulate like what I just articulated, but they definitely see it and feel it. A lot of people think it's the talent, but it's not. It's not. It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. You got to be in tune with your spirit to even know how to use the words to put on all of this kind of stuff. Nowadays, you know, back in the day, a lot of these spirits were present. They just, you know, on the surface, they would sing about love and sing about whatever. But the spirit that was within them lyrics and the frequency is the same. It's today. Just nowadays, they not even hiding it. They don't want to sing about love. They not hiding it. They let the world hear and see it exactly what it is. And it's not just music. I hear a lot of musicians say it's just music. No, it's not. It's spiritual. It's powerful. You can literally speak life or death. You can manifest life or death. You can literally convince. You can persuade other people with your music, man. That's powerful. that's why I always say musicians have the most responsibility. This is not like acting, but acting is the same. You know, a lot of actors, they tap into that same energy. It's just the their medium is the camera itself, and the written, you know, the script and all of that. It's the same. You know, they play with it though. You know what I'm saying? And so they playing a role a lot of times, but a lot of times them actors have to really be in character, and they have to, in order to bring the character to life, they have to really be that. They can't play with that. Like, they got to really be it to convince everybody else. So that's, you know, that's a tightrope. Even with actors, it's a tightrope. A lot of them really have to, like, in order to get out of that character, they might have to go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? To get out of that character. Like, it's heavy. It's nothing to play with. So yeah, that's the energy that I felt from Young David, man. Like, he really was in character. And that character, whatever character that was, that D4Vd, that character, not his birth David, but that David. You know, that David that he created, that was a spirit, and I definitely felt it. It's instant. I could see it and feel it instantly. And so, like, for my kids, I'm always translating that for them, because they be so young, they don't know. You know, Chief Keef and all that, when that drill came out, I had to digest that, and, you know what I'm saying, and explain that to my kids what that was. You know, it's not just the music, it's a spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's a spirit. You can feel it. You can identify it. It's nothing to play with. Lil Durk, King Von, all of them, they spoke everything that they going through into existence. You know what I'm saying? They spoke it. It literally put it in the universe, and it happened to them. Nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? Tupac and Biggie did the same thing. They spoke. They played with life and death. They was playing with it. It's nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? That was the introduction for me on knowing how powerful our words were. You know, that was the very introduction with Tupac and Biggie. Always gonna go back to that, no matter what. So yeah, I just wanted to put this energy out into the universe, man, and break this Davis situation down from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? From a spiritual standpoint, and let people know, like, what you can't play with this, man. And to think that you can because you want some money, you are literally selling your soul. Literally selling your soul. You know what I mean? Because you can feel it as a musician, as an artist. When you tapped into it, you can definitely feel what you're doing. You can feel it. You know the effect that you're gonna get with the song, with the energy, with the image that go with it. You know we know what we be doing. So that's why I never played with that, man. I never, in my musical career, any song you may have heard me record, it's life in there. It's not death. It's life. Pure life. Not no death, no semblance of death in none of my songs. But yeah, man, I'm out of here. This is Beats and Life. As y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Like, this something that I'm passionate about. Love my producers. We got interviews coming up. We got more lives. We got videos. I got a Joe Jackson piece that I'm working on. Got that piece working on. Interviews with all my producers coming up real soon. Be on the lookout. Starting tomorrow. I'm out. Peace and life.
Energy made this one.
Yeah. Beats and Life. That's right. From the very beginning, the first sound is the beat of the heart. The sound of life is only right. Let the beat is the start. We embark on a life of making memories and sounds. In our mind, when we find we can make it.